Hello again, it's Danny Flash.
And his two handlers, Nathan.
And Thomas.
And
Okay.
we have just returned from our second official Shadowrun
We've come back
after
from
two
raiding a tomb, yeah. We
yeah,
did not
kind of
let...
unofficial ones.
Yeah, we did not allow a cursed ancient evil into the world. For some
And we got a
reason.
cool sword for it.
Yeah, it's funny. The
Um,
that actually just turns out to be completely the correct choice. In exchange for not doing this obviously stupid thing, you have a powerful item. Do I have the
I
powerful
think
item?
we would have gotten like some ability to summon him for a fight if we had let him free, but he didn't exactly prove that that would have been a worthwhile thing by how easy he was to kill.
It's possible that that guy was actually really cool and had a ton of content and so on, but we'll never know.
No, he didn't have a portrait, did he? Did he?
Yeah,
I
it was a
forget.
picture of Mummy.
Okay.
Might have been a
Then maybe
standard
he
Mummy,
did.
mind you. Ooh, speaking of portraits, or at least icons, I noticed this thing in the bottom right of the screen is lit up, which means we can level up some or
All
possibly
right.
all of our NPCs. Hmm.
Uh, let's see here.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll go through them so we can actually see them both. So Duncan can either get Mercy Kill, which is a auto hit on people who are almost dead. That actually seems good. And Crowd Control, which lets him subdue more often. I don't even know what subdue is.
Isn't that the level 2 option right there, like to the left?
No,
Isn't that
Underslung
no?
Beanbag is the...
This subdue does not seem like something we'll be using often.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, we can exit out and look at his bar on in the PDA if you'd like.
We can, yeah. I'm pretty convinced we want to apply lethal force, but maybe don't... Oh, actually, we can't look at it, can we?
Oh,
Oh, well.
it's fucking UI. All right.
Let's just dispense with any kind of fiction that this guy is going non-lethal, shall we?
Yeah.
So, Izero Bell can either get Steady Shot, which is a better shot. Mind you, shoot. He doesn't, want to use a pistol most of the time because the grenade launcher is too funny.
Yeah.
Alternatively, Mark Target. Integrated Tactical Computer marks weak points. Huh. Do we... Apparently Mark Target is an ability she already has, and now it would reduce people's armor. That's probably more useful, I think. Because if she's not...
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
If she's shooting...
Sabotage is like... In the situations where we will be using a pistol, sabotage, would be great, but those are like 1 out of every 20 Isabel turns, 0 Bell turns.
That's right. It's usually just better to reload a grenade launcher, or jack into the Matrix, or deck in, or whatever it is. I think deck in is the actual Gibson original, and jack in is Shadowrun's term. They still call the decks though. Alright, gain Rat Totem Steel Spirit. So Goblet could get the power to take control of spirits. That seems powerful but niche.
Yeah.
And the other one, on the other hand, the other one is also Destroy Spirit. So
I think territoriality is going to be more useful.
Right, this one doesn't require there to be a shaman summoning the spirit, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that's definitely more generally applicable if we're understanding them correctly. And everyone gets some actual skill points.
That seems correct.
Yeah, let's do it. Confirmed. Okay. So, we've, as you say, come back from the run. We've got shopping to do. We've got chatting to do. We wanted to talk to Raptor again, didn't we? And maybe be less polite this time. We want to figure out what mission to do next. We've got a choice of 3, I believe.
Yes.
There's one left from that initial set, the Wampoa serial killer thing. Let's go talk to Raptor.
Yeah. He is through the hatch.
Yes, so he is. I forget what the other 2 missions were. One of them involved... So one of them was like confusing me as to whether something would happen immediately if I made this choice. I guess we'll need to go into those.
Yeah, we have to go to the Mahjong parlor to actually learn the stakes of.
Might be a good idea to learn what that is, even though continuing to put off the serial killer thing would probably piss people off. Hello. So let's just accuse this guy of being a Shadowrunner, because otherwise we're not going to get him to join our party. What gave me away? I believe it's been mentioned somewhere that he has a cool accent.
It is like, yeah, as we've mentioned before, it is a hint of Russian in his Cantonese.
I genuinely don't know what that sounds like, but
yeah,
it sounds cool. Murderbots, indeed, yes. I wonder, this game would probably have been written before the first Murderbot novella, wouldn't it? When was that? 2014? 15? 16? Anyway,
very close. Yeah.
The term has a different valence now. A popular series of books called Murderbot about a non-Murderbot, ironically. But Koshei, I think, well, as Rakta says, he is combat capable. What else does he do? Or it. What else does it do? The crab bot. Oh dear! I hope he's not about to reveal that he fucks the drone. Wow. Okay. If he does, he's not revealing it. That's good.
Well, there's the question.
Yeah. Do you think I should just go ahead and attempt to recruit him? It seems like a very clearly placed character.
I mean, it's better than hitting on him with that Russian question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, where are you from? I detect a hint of a Russian accent. I guess. Well, where do you think he's from? Where does the accent come from, buddy?
I mean, he could be from Ukraine. Magic eludes me. Deca, material objects. I greet many clients are only interested in teams that display teams that have a Deca. Yes, that's true. I'm not going to try and sell Duncan to this guy because, honestly, Duncan doesn't sound that good when you describe him.
No. But we do have the intangible lockdown with the Shaman Attacker.
He's accepted our offer on a provisional basis. Nice. Okay, we'll try out Rakta probably on the next run.
And head to that room again, see if it's still empty.
Yes, you're remembering something, aren't you? Something being in here.
Yep, I think we may have to use Rakta before this guy shows up. That, or it may be tied to another plot mission, maybe to the mission that we've been putting off in the mahjong parlor.
Maybe. All right. Well, in fact, then before we do any more shopping or random chatting, let's look at the missions and take inventory of them. So, new messages, none. But the jobs directory should have 2 jobs which we haven't even accepted. Really, we probably should. So one of them was pending urgent task. This is the this is not the mahjong parlor one. This is kindly Chang telling us about a laser gun. Ah yes, This was the very complicated setup, wasn't it? There's a red pole, a yellow lotus, a red dragon, a white paper, and a golden fong. Right, yes. Researchers to be framed and also given a virus in order to steal a prototype pistol, in order to get the cyber cops involved and to actually steal the weapon. All of which is somehow a ploy to advance the interests of one triad over another. Oh right, yeah, and then you've got to get out through a special exit into the train line, although that bit sounds convenient.
Mm. So the good news is I just looked it up. The missions you get from your computer never expire. You can do them in literally any order.
Okay. So might as well just take this run, right?
Yeah. There will be stuff outside the computer that we should get to immediately, but that stuff will be like flagged aside.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I will stop.
And not part of this system.
I'll stop putting off accepting computer missions then. And yes. They're not going to expire unless we finish the game, is what you're saying.
Yep. Or there will be that traditional, once you go past this point, you're obviously in the boss zone and the game is over.
Do my elf eyes deceive me, or is kindly Cheng being nice to us?
She's being kindly.
I guess she's always been nicer to Danny than to literally everybody else.
Yes, because she thinks she can get something from us and that we're preternaturally, not supernaturally. Because, we're just flat up. That is supernaturally.
He's a wizard. A punch wizard. Yeah, but we have this, this connection to whatever's going on with prosperity. Right, and here's the one about the party. Yes, Dr. Shenyang. I see, right, we cannot accept this without heading to the Mahjong Parlor. Alright, well that's one of the things we've got to do then, out in the world. Or at least out in Heoi. So, who do you feel like chatting to?
Let's check out Maximum Law. We have a story to sell to.
That's right, yes. He is easily impressed if he knows things about the Wempoa. Hey look, it's a character I haven't seen before. Should I immediately get involved in this person's business? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Just preemptively answering yes before you even could. Glaring Orc.
That feeling when you flex your cyber fists.
I'd love to flex my cyber fists. Why are you staring like that? Didn't anyone teach you manners? Relax. I'm not going to go around advertising, oh yeah, my boss is kindly Cheng, that means I can do what I want. That's, I'm not going to take her name in vain. Like, I am genuinely afraid of this woman. That is kindly Cheng, not this other woman. The Orc is just someone. Who knows?
Yeah.
Rosario.
Oh, we have a name.
Cherry Pink. That's
okay.
Okay. So this is kind of funny to me because my grandfather was named Rosario. He was not called Cherry Pink, however.
It has sort of migrated over to being a woman's name. I guess it's either gender now.
Well, I think it's in Spanish. Yeah. If you were Italian, people would still, I think, be a bit surprised at a woman being called Rosario. Bona fide Filipino nickname. So this is like, yeah, what the heck is with this person? I wonder if she's one of the optional purchasable Shadowrunners. We did have an interesting conversation earlier with another bar.
I do not believe so. She does not have a portrait. She would need a portrait.
Contraband and Johnson's. Ah, yes, good point. Shadow nannies. So she's telling us about how, her main job is, in fact, basically, what's the term? Not nanny, but not guardian. That thing which used to have...
Tutor, governess.
Governess. Yeah, governor. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. If you were like some kind of Regency-era noble child, you would have a governess. Actually, yeah, this is a good point about the teaching children about guns thing. Yeah, why are there children in Heoi? I guess people live here, they're going to have kids.
Number 2 is a very funny thing to say out loud, but I don't think we should say it.
I disagree with your nannying philosophy. I mean, I kind of do disagree with it. Like,
I mean,
maybe I don't.
If we accept the conceits of the Shadowrun world, it's at least a fair philosophy.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to say Danny, at the very least, will agree with it. He grew up on the streets and had to learn to use weapons, or at least magic spells and fists and so on. Obviously.
It's not like there's a public school system they should be going to instead.
Yeah, maybe there are in some other parts of the world, but the Enterprise Zone is a little too free for that. The gut reaction is to deny the danger. No, I wouldn't deny the danger. So she worked at... So this is Rosario's history and how she became a Shadowrunner, which we've deduced somehow that she is also a Shadowrunner.
Yeah, I mean, we're all Shadowrunners down here, I guess, at this point.
She was a nanny for some kind of corporate criminal and learned bad things. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Japan's conquered the Philippines again. Oh dear. I wonder, in the original tabletop role-playing game, I wonder how elaborated often that part of the backstory is. I wonder if it's... I wonder how sensitively they treated it.
It was, what, the 80s? Late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole genesis of cyberpunk, right? Of people being terrified that Japan would take over the world.
I remember how sensitively stuff like that was handled in the World of Darkness books at the time, so my guess is not very.
The phrase which always sticks in my head is, what kind of chronicle is this anyway? which is a stock phrase that the book would use when they talked about how you'd have, werewolves in space or vampires in the Middle Ages or whatever. Asking about politics here rather than about Rosario's family because I don't really know them or know her, and this is kind of interesting stuff. Oh,
nationalist neo-anarchists. That is a weird combination.
And a dragon who is presumably an anarchist dragon.
All right, I guess if you have a literal dragon, you can be nationalist about the dragon.
Yeah.
I guess nationalist neo-anarchy then is just some form of warlordism.
Yeah. And also an anarchist dragon makes more sense, probably, than just an anarchist human being. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to judge this woman and claim she's got to go and look for her relatives. It'd be nice if she could, but our only other option is to say they're probably dead, so I will. I mean, Danny Flash is kind of a douche sometimes. A lot of the time. The Hook. Just some interesting characters in this game, like random side characters. The guy who made bombs was more concerning than interesting. But in general, I've been pleased by these conversations. I guess there's a lot of Filipino Shadowrunners in Hong Kong, apparently. She says, I'm not sentimental, while weeping. Okay, well that seems to be... Unless we want to ask her for this specialty dish. Seems to be
why not?
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've been nice to her. Maybe we could ask for some spring rolls. Okay, I guess we have not earned the love here. Cool. Now, maximum law. Law we already know. We still haven't done this Wempoa thing, so he may... No, he doesn't mind that we haven't done it yet. That's good.
Nope.
Metadata.
We have some metadata. Again, not what metadata is. Anecdotes are not metadata.
That's true. So we're going to tell him, hey, we stole some books. They were cool books, to be fair. Oh, okay. I guess he likes that. He's never actually been on a Shadowrun, has he? Easy to impress.
No, he hasn't. Also, wasn't he just talking about how magic sucked and wasn't real? Now demons are going to eat everyone.
I guess he likes the magic if it's hardcore and grimdark, but he isn't.
Oh, that's fair enough. He is 15.
Oh. Look at his jawline; it's incredible. Yeah, it's an extremely 15-year-old man. Cool, we get some programs. Although, actually, these programs suck ass. I don't need those.
I think I always took New Yen.
Yeah, I would ask for money. Information is money. Boom! Thanks, Maximum Law.
What a guy.
Ah.
Alright, so he's cool. Let's, I guess, talk to Crafty or whatever her name is.
Yeah. No, he's not. Yeah, we've got the Mahjong Bar to go to as well, and we could do some shopping, or we could do the shopping off screen, possibly. Wait, hang on. Did we get another level up here? It's Ractor.
We got Ractor. Alright.
So he's indeed a rigger. So, Mangler would make his drone move faster. I'm very pleased by that idea.
Alright, so the basic
good.
question, I believe, is whether we want to optimize his optimized cliche for melee or ranged.
I reckon probably melee, because it'd be only our second party member who can do things in melee, essentially.
Well, I will spoil slightly for you. The third party member is a man with a katana.
I see. Right. Well, that does provide a melee option. That said, it's possible we'll never use that person because Danny might steal all his swords. We'll see how it goes.
We will be using that person because he's cool and he has story stuff. So there will be times when he shows up.
Well, I dispute the idea that a Shadowrunner could be cool, but we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. Gobbet's cool. She's the only cool one in the group at the moment. So yeah, indeed, it is ranged and melee, as you say. Although, I mean, increased accuracy is good for all attacks, but yeah, melee attacks with high accuracy in the first place.
I mean, yeah, and move is good for all sorts of positioning stuff as well, even if we are at range. So,
Yeah, I'll probably take Mangler and then constantly complain about a low chance to hit. And
makes sense. I do think we have routinely complained about being one move tile off from where we wanted to go.
absolutely.
In each of the last 3 fights. So
I think if I'm not getting the accuracy bonus, I'm not going to take the thing that trades off the accuracy bonus. I mean, the fact that this does a little bit of AOE damage is also tempting, but let's just go along the line, the bottom line, the melee ones.
right.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe we could make a group of several people using swords and saw blades and so on, and just have Izuru Bell hang back and shoot them all with grenades simultaneously. Here's someone we haven't talked to. Jin.
Oh, hello, Jin.
You know who Jin is, do you? Because I don't.
No, I believe those are the sailors, the guys with bad dreams, right?
They are. We were we talked to the sailors before. No, I think these people who've replaced the sailors. They're just playing Go. I don't think we're going to get off on another Shadowrun on this episode. There's too many interesting people to talk to. 3 men remain acutely focused on the game. There's a description of people playing Go. You can read it if you like. Shu is one of them. Jin is the
Shu
other.
looks a lot like the old, like the current age Japanese professional wrestler Kenji Muto, which is very funny to me. I don't think it's an intentional reference, and
Probably
there are men who vaguely look like each other when drawn, but it's very
it's true. Yeah.
Because I expect him to just like grab the guy and like do a dragon screw leg whip to him or something.
That would be a good gimmick, actually, like a bit to play or something. All men look the same to me. It's Reliable Matthew. No, it's not reliable enough to click on. Oh, this guy's selling drone bits. Could be useful for Rakta stuff, possibly, although we don't really know yet.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one of those situations where Koshei is progressing to the point where we'll buy something for him and it will just be flat. Koshei will just have stuff that's slightly flatly better.
Yeah, we've had trouble buying stuff for a Zero Bell. Most of the shops are basically useful to a main character, so Spider Shen and possibly Crafty will probably be the main shopkeepers we talk to. Although guns are good for everyone, so the gun shop in the club is probably... I forget who ran it. It was a troll. I don't remember her name though.
The series of trolls. Why can't I remember the last name? We'll go talk to him.
Let's just call each other beautiful. This is just it's a happy place. Everyone in Heoi is very nice to each other. Reliable Matthew Shun. This guy appears to be the salesman from The Secret of Monkey Island. Welcome to our little patch of peace on the river.
Is that what this is? Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely giving us the nice sell. Now comes the actual pitch. All right, so indeed these are drones.
It does not look like they are customizable in the way that would matter.
Yeah.
Those repair kits might be good though. Although I'm assuming Raktor will come with like 2 or something.
It's possible we don't want to buy anything here until we've used Raktor in a mission and seen what he's got and what it's like.
Yep.
Although actually, no, hang on. This is good armor. We don't have any armor this powerful.
We don't, but that probably means that there is similar armor elsewhere, like at that level.
Right.
I doubt this guy has the best armor.
Yeah.
We do probably want to go into the next mission with armor 6 of some sort for our guy who runs up to people and punches them.
That is a very good idea. So we're poking around Matthew's trailer here, which is look, he puts on a good front. I'm happy to take Matthew at his word and say that everything is very nice and very beautiful. I don't know though. It feels like
that's the drones.
Facade here.
I'm assuming he's being yelled at there for providing AI workers, drone workers that are taking our
is
jobs.
that a thing in Shadowrun? I see.
I believe it is, yeah.
Are they sentient enough to be effectively slavery as well?
I don't think so. I mean, you've seen the degree to which a raptor anthropomorphizes Koshchei. It's like, kind of intelligent animal. I think that's basically where it's supposed to be.
The carpet is actually plush-covered drones, teddy bears, etc. Dozens of them companionship models. Okay. Hey,
all right.
I've got a question for you, Matthew. I noticed you have a lot of drones in your trailer. A full playpen.
All right. Well, everyone's got their thing, I guess.
Why would someone call you a... Yeah, what are the drones you so used for? That's the question I'm interested in. You can even care for the infirm and provide companionship to children. I mean, look, if you had actual working robot servants, that would actually be very convenient. I can see... I'm actually kind of surprised this guy has to hawk his wares from a vandalized and burned out trailer on a pontoon on the edge of the free enterprise zone. Maybe Corps have much better drones which are cheaper, but like display ads all the time. No, Matthew is definitely a drone advocate.
Yep.
But apparently not everybody is. The weird thing is, like, he doesn't sound like he's convinced himself, even though what he's saying actually makes sense. Medicine takes jobs from undertakers.
See, he is correct in a society that isn't fully poisoned, like this one is.
Yeah.
Like, if in a society with actual good values, mechanizing menial labor would be a good thing. And his point about not having children in sweatshops, destroying their bodies would be great.
Unfortunately, probably in Shadowrun, what happens is the children just, instead of being in sweatshops for gruel, they don't even get gruel.
Yeah.
This guy, yeah, he's a little bit weird. Reliable Matthew. He's got some stuff going on. I don't quite know what it is. I kind of like him though. He's fine. Alright, if we're looking for new armors, let's visit the wizard shop, see if there's some kind of cool robe. It's Crafty Zoo and her extremely long scrolls. I appreciate this place. Piles of books, enormous basket of flowers on a scroll, a one-horned skull on a scroll, glowing green candles everywhere. It's what you want in a wizard shop. Crafty reading one of her mother's journals. I still reckon there's plot stuff there. Oh, she wants to talk about the dreams.
That took you... Yeah, of course they're omens. This took you 3 days to figure out?
Well, much more than 3 days, since she started researching this stuff a long time ago, right? Omens. Attempts to interpret them could lead to mixed results. Tell me about the omens. Actually, she's reading me the dictionary definition of omen. Okay. Linked with malign places, disaster sites, wounds between our world and the astral plane.
Dreams are omens. What are omens? Well, omens are portents.
And portents are prophecies. Yeah, I gotta say, it does sound like she's describing something that could be cured by a group of adventurers going on a mission.
That's true.
But Crafty isn't so sure about this. She seems to do more research. Visions or dreams, or whatever you want to call them, are real. Interpreting them incorrectly can be disastrous. So why are we interpreting them incorrectly? I'm going to keep pestering this woman until she agrees to give me a quest.
She thought you were asking for a tarot reading.
I mean, I would have been happy with a tarot reading. Okay, well, anyway, do you sell any wizard robes? Yes, thaumaturgic armor. If we're not careful, we could spend a lot of money on this stuff. Like, each of these level 6, or rather armor 6 armors costs $13.50, which is half of what we've got. Mind you, buying 2 of those might be a good choice, but maybe we only want 1 of them and some other stuff.
I guess at some point it becomes an issue of style for Danny. Which do you prefer? I mean, it's annoying that we don't get a preview of what it will look like on the character model.
Yeah.
But so it goes. I
think I'd be happy to wear a thaumaturgic robe personally. The only reason I'm not committing to that is I want to see whether Spider Shen has anything to for sale in the way of punches, like, you know, magic fists and swords, things and so on that cost money. I think our main power gating thing is this choice of unarmed or sword, isn't it? Like there's this skill that looks good in keycasting. If we could get to keycasting 5, which is another 10 points, we could make 2 attacks with a sword, and we have a cool sword. So that seems very attractive to me.
As we looked over in the strength tab, though, we don't actually have to mechanically choose, because the only thing the melee weapons and unarmed skills modifier is crit chance.
Yes, and some special abilities, but those are you can live without them.
Especially if you're getting special abilities from elsewhere.
Yes. So possibly we'll be sometimes using a sword. That said, it's unclear to me when punching would be better. Possibly, we do have Mana Fist, which pierces armor, so that could well be useful sometimes. Alright, let's talk to Shen. Or Spider, or whatever her name is. Steel Arm Lu. Was that the name of the guy, the Red Pole, who had the plan about stealing the laser gun?
I believe it was.
Ah, yes. So he and Kindly Cheng are like important triad leaders around here. Alright, so got some swords for sale here. So the one we found is by no means unique. These are also cool looking swords, although the one we found has reached 10, which seems like it may be some kind of bizarre.
If that means what it seems to mean, then it will be very yeah.
Let's see. Katana. Interesting that this requires close combat, whereas this requires key casting. But I think the weapon we picked up is a sword that required close combat. I don't know. I hope that doesn't mean that it doesn't scale with key casting attacks or something. I don't.
It does. It does. It did require close combat. Good news is we'll be buffing that as well. So whatever it's scaling with, because I think we had to go to close combat 5. So that is just as good as our key casting right now, I believe. No, better, because we don't have key casting. Yeah.
In fact, we definitely want to get to key casting 6, because that would be a great passive and occasional active. Let's see what else we've got. Quick strike. 0 AP attack that does 8 damage. Well, that seems good. So now we're starting to see the key casting stuff, and it is actually pretty cool.
It's annoying how much it costs too.
Yeah, it does. I guess I think this is going to be a major money sink, because we've got to give Danny cool powers.
I like stride.
Yeah, going fast. That's good.
Yeah.
So outfits, a ninja suit. It also costs a lot. How about we get the wizard?
Do we want to look like a ninja? Yeah, I don't think we want to look like a ninja. Honestly, I thought maybe like the tactical suit from Reliable Matthew was the best, but again, we don't get to see the full thing.
Yeah. Okay. So how about this? So the wizard robe, or maybe the tactical suit, and let's buy one of these punch spells as well. Stride is just a passive movement increase. That's pretty good, even though it doesn't give us the ability to hit people an extra time like quick strike does. It's also pretty good.
I think that reducing the number of times we're stuck in weird no man's land where our tank isn't able to go tank up in front of the guy's face would be great. So Stride is my choice.
Yeah, I suspect that they're both very good, but Stride is probably even better. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be really focusing on key stuff with Danny Flash from now on. He's put a bunch of points in other places, but those things can look after themselves. I will check, when we return to buy the Wizard Robe, I will check how much it costs to get Mana Bolt 3. I noticed that was for sale, and I think we already have the spell power to cast it. Since we've got points in spell casting, or esoteric casting, hermetic casting, whatever it's called, we might as well get the value out of them, if it's cheap. Hello again.
Powerbolt.
Right, yes, indeed. These spells actually cost a lot. Well, noted. We do... also, we don't have enough spellcasting power for Powerbolt 3. We may have a Powerbolt 2 already, or we may not.
I do not believe we do, but...
I'll probably get 2 at some point then, just to have a token ranged attack for occasional use.
Well, money is so tight that I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah, I certainly won't prioritize it. Let's see... Oh, it's Mana Bolt that we've actually got. Well, maybe we can hope to find some spells in boxes on the ground. We found one in the Matrix at one point. Okay, so how are we doing on time? Do you think we should head to the parlor and see who this guy is with a mission?
Yeah, let's do that.
To the Mahjong parlor. It had a name, but I've forgotten what it is, and on the screen here it just says Mahjong parlor. So this is Dr. Shenyang, and of course here's Kindly. I should probably talk to her first and pay some respects so she doesn't kill me. Yeah, it's Bao. She says she's extremity chopping mad. At someone else, though. She's mad that Bao did not convey how mad she was. Bao still doesn't like me.
I do appreciate how insanely ripped Strangler Bao is. Like, look at those calves.
He comes across as someone who could strangle people, which makes it even more irritating that he never has.
Yes.
I'm starting to think the name is actually ironic. And once again, Kindly is like constantly nice to us in a dangerous way. Okay. How are we taking to our new role? Pretty well?
We are, but I still don't want to call her Auntie.
Yeah, that's right. It's going fine. It's all good. How's Mr. Gun Show doing? Yeah, he... look, I'm not going to claim that I don't want to pick option 2, because...
Yeah.
I am going to call her Auntie to deflect the question. So, in fact, I am just checking in. That was the premise of this conversation. Oh, good news. Well, they've got a white app on the HKPD now. She hasn't found either Raymond or the plastic-faced man. And she's killing somebody's mum and dad. Okay, great, thanks. Thanks, boss. I'll just go and talk to this guy you wanted me to talk to. She constantly makes it clear that you are dealing with the devil. Okay, it's a rotund, balding dwarf in a cheap suit. I like him already.
So this guy's faking a New York accent.
Yes, he's not actually a Brooklyn dwarf. Pleased to meet
ya. Chang was kind enough to arrange this little sit-down between us.
I'm glad you can do that, because I cannot fake a New York accent.
It is very much a fake New York accent that I am doing.
His grift is as soft as his palm is moist. I do like the text in these games. The last two, at least. The first one wasn't particularly special. Dragonfall, they really stepped things up, and Hong Kong is pretty good too. Alright, so this guy says he's got a delicate problem. He's raising an eyebrow at me perpetually. And I will repeat his strange sayings.
An elf saying, "I'm all ears."
Yeah.
Buddy.
He is, right? Alright, Southern Crown Film Space...
Uh-oh. Oh no, I don't like this. Guy like this running a film studio? That's... you've played Bloodlines.
I have, yes. I don't think this is a Bloodline snuff film situation. I think this guy might be more like the... have you played the Mumbai level in Hitman 2?
Yeah.
The Bollywood filmmaker guy in that is a bit more harmless. I mean, he's still incredibly dangerous, but in a different way. He's not so nasty.
Yeah, he's not a Zamitzi flesh weaver.
Yes, although Shadowrun probably does have some kind of flesh weaving in it, powered by insect spirits, I imagine, rather than vampirism. Alright, so there's another filmmaker out there called Neville Ma. I don't know if I'm going to like this guy's job. I'm actually starting to experience the same trepidation I think you've already alluded to. Penelope Wong is the star of Neville Ma's studio.
Hoity-toity. Pow! Rex's fancy new Euro car, Westwind. God, this guy.
Let me guess. I'll try and keep up with him. He's back in the game. Is this guy implying that he had someone, run his competitor over with a truck?
Yep, and that the guy basically, went to the hospital for 5 days and then was fine. Guy's mysteriously getting out of the hospital in the film business again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is starting to look like a pretty shirty job, isn't it? Okay. Medical care. So yeah, Shenyang admits it's weird as heck. One or two things going on. Huh. Oh wait, okay, maybe this is actually kind of fine. His premise here is that in order to pay for his medical care, Ma must have deceived his investors. Oh, I guess if that's really what's going on, I don't mind looking into it. Oh no, he wants blackmail material. Okay, well, whatever. Repulse.
The Repulse Bay. That's what a name.
It's the place where nobody wants to be anymore, I guess. Except there's a party there. Alright, so we're going to go to a party, or possibly go near the party and hide from the party. Find blackmail material, specifically on the topic of how this guy managed to get good medical care. It seems... what am I not being told here?
Yeah, well, we have to go around calling ourselves Argyle for some reason. Argyle.
Yeah, there's nobody in the biz out here with that name, so nobody will ask any questions. Do you really not ask any questions if someone turns up at your party uninvited and is like, hey, I'm Argyle?
I mean, given the name some of these guys, this guy's, a Neville? So, maybe the stage names around here. Yeah.
A little blackmail never hurt anybody, alright? Okay, so his real agenda is to get the star. Oh boy. I'm going to keep asking questions because this guy has... Okay, he doesn't want to be embarrassed. He's the opposite of the archaeologist who did want us to make a fuss.
My career is as dead as the People's Republic of China. Okay.
It's such a political commentary. Shenyang has way too many stipulations and little coders and requests and warnings.
Well, no, I think we're getting a trend here with how micromanaging these quest givers are. True. Which, well, I in the Shadowrun world, I assume that there would be very few high-paying jobs who consisted only of, all right, go to this place and just hose down a car with bullets.
Yeah.
Like, he already hired that guy, and it didn't work.
That's right. The Corps presumably have teams who would just go in and attack the other company or whatever, or steal their valuable object and leave. They don't actually need to hire Shadowrunners for that. So, do we actually accept this deal?
Yes.
You don't think this guy is going to do something that fucks us up?
He probably is, but we're going to get paid.
Ah.
And if we don't, we just ransack Neville Ma's apartment.
Okay. Well. Yep, indeed. If we do what this guy wants, he will give us money. He'll give kindly Cheng money, and she will keep finding Raymond for us. Although, I don't know if he's out there to be found. Duncan says he is.
Part of the deal is that the relationship is that kindly Cheng has vetted all of these people.
Yeah. But what she's vetted them for is will they pay, not will it be fucked up. She probably fucked up.
Yeah, I don't think we have any real choice in the matter about fucked up or not. So it goes. So yeah, here's the trolls, and then we've got the doctor. We probably should talk to the doctor at some point to see if we're interested in any cyberware. We can get one or two
basically
of
out
those
of money,
without.
though.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
May have to.
Maybe we want to. We want to call it here and then come back to next time.
Select a mission and go on that mission. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It does seem like a good time to take a nap, doesn't it? To strategically rest and not experience any kind of terrible dreams.
That's true.
So let's get some totally calming shut-eye without any consequences to it.
That is a big pillow.
Oh, crap.
Guess how big that...
Oh, yeah, it is. It's actually a very large pillow, yeah. Surprisingly luxurious. I guess it was added to the boat later, but unfortunately it appears I've just woken from a bad dream. We don't even get to remember this one. Apparently
we did not have the budget to animate this one.
Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah, that's actually like the entire message. Well, fair enough.
All right. Well,
see you later then.